What's up guys, my name is Brandon and today the invites went out to Apple's annual September media event and now we have confirmation that the event is in fact going to be on September 10th, 2019, just like I and many others predicted. So of course in this video we're going to talk about what you can expect from the event. We're going to talk about the new iPhones, iOS 13, the release date, new iPads, new MacBooks, all that stuff. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and talk about the brand new 2019 iPhones first, because of course this is going to be the main product announced at the event. As always in September, we always get to see the new iPhones, and this year we're also going to see 3 models just like we saw last year. So yes, we will have 3 new iPhone models. One's going to have an LCD display and the other 2 are going to have OLED displays just like we saw in 2018 with the iPhone XS, XS Max, and the iPhone XR. Now as for the naming scheme of these new iPhones, that's where things are still kind of iffy, kind of still in the air. We're expecting to see possibly the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So I don't know about you guys, but Pro Max sounds really weird. I really don't like that name. Maybe it'll grow on me, I don't know. But of course we could also see the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Max, and the iPhone 11R. I would say that those 2 naming schemes are probably the most likely to happen. But if the naming scheme does go iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 11 Max, the iPhone 11 will just be the iPhone XR successor, the one with 2 cameras on the back, as opposed to the iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max, which will have the triple camera setup. Now the 2019 iPhones are going to look very similar, pretty much identical to the 2018 iPhones, of course, aside from the camera setup on the back. Now, one big change that you're not going to be able to see on the outside is that they're going to be more durable than any other previous iPhone. And that's thanks to a new shatter resistance technology, which I'm sure Apple will talk about a lot on stage. We're also going to see better waterproofing, so better water resistance, I should say, with the new iPhones, which is always going to be a plus because they have fallen behind, iPhones in general have fallen behind a lot when it comes to water resistance compared to like the Samsung phones and other smartphones out there. So I'm really looking forward to what Apple has to offer when it comes to shatter resistance, because obviously a lot of people drop their iPhones and it's very expensive when you have that shattered back, especially on like the iPhone 10 and above. So it will be interesting to see what they talk about when it comes to shatter resistance. So since the camera setup on the back is going to be the big differentiator between the 2018 and the 2019 iPhones, let's talk a little bit more about what these cameras are actually going to include in 2019. So the iPhone XR successor, which is either going to be called the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11R, will have a dual camera setup, while the 2 Pro models will have the triple camera setup. And that 3rd camera sensor on the 2 OLED models will be for capturing ultra wide angle photos and videos. Now, one thing that I'm really looking forward to with the cameras on the 2019 iPhones are the improved video taking capabilities. And we're talking about the iPhone XS, XS Max, and XR getting an improvement. So that was already a market-leading video camera. Those video cameras, the previous iPhones, the 2018 iPhones, were just incredible with video taking. Yeah, there was cameras that took better pictures, but when it came to video, nothing was touching the iPhone XS, XS Max, and iPhone XR. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what Apple does to greatly improve the video quality in the 2019 iPhones. Again, according to Bloomberg, that is going to happen, so I definitely cannot wait to see what they do with video to make it even better. Now, one other rumor that we haven't really heard too much about, but we have seen hints in iOS 13 beta, is that we could possibly be seeing the Apple Pencil get support on the iPhone. So the iPhones may actually support the Apple Pencil in 2019. Now, I'm not sure if there's going to be a new Apple Pencil released or if we'll be able to use the 2nd generation Apple Pencil that you use with the iPad Pro. We don't know yet. That's still kind of a rumor, kind of up in the air at this point. Now, one thing that's pretty much for sure coming is reverse wireless charging. So that's when you flip the phone over on the back and you can put a phone on top of it and charge it just by setting it on the back of the phone. We were able to do this with Samsung phones last year, so it's about time Apple brings that to the iPhones. This is going to be a really nice feature for charging up your AirPods. You can just have your iPhone, flip it over to the backside, set your AirPods on top, and they will charge wirelessly. So I can't wait to try that out with the new iPhones. We're also going to see updated Face ID on the new iPhones. We will also see the removal of 3D Touch, which I talked about pretty much all of this year and even a little bit last year, that Apple's going to be removing 3D Touch in favor of haptic touch. So we're now going to have haptic touch as the default instead of 3D touch. So we're no longer going to have a pressure sensitive screen on the iPhones, unfortunately. And of course, we will see the all new A13 processors inside of all 3 of the new iPhones. Of course, I will be running speed tests here on the channel just to see how much faster they are than like the Samsungs, how much faster they are than the A12 devices from 2018. And of course, a lot more speed tests on the channel when the 2019 iPhones do get released. And then if you take a look at the invites for the event, This actually shows that we could possibly be seeing new colors for the iPhone XR successor. So we're gonna probably see purple and green, as you can see on the top and bottom here of the invites. These two colors were actually rumored about a week ago to be coming to the iPhone XR successor, and it's looking like that's definitely going to be the case. So a purple or a lavender and a green color are going to be coming. I'm sure some people will like those. I'm not personally a fan, but I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who will buy that. Now we will probably also see the Apple Watch Series 5 get announced at this event, but of course, since the Apple Watch Series 4 from 2018 was the big redesign, we can't really expect too much from the new Apple Watch this year. Now in the iOS 13 and the watchOS 6 betas, there are references to a new ceramic and a titanium model for the upcoming Apple Watch. So we could possibly see those two new materials being used with the Apple Watch Series 5. And of course, we can expect faster performance, better battery life, all those typical things. It's really gonna be like an S upgrade, I would think, for the Apple Watch since we just got the big redesign last year. Now, as for the new AirPods, presumably called the AirPods Pro, or maybe even the AirPods 2 or AirPods 3, we really don't know. We haven't really seen any kind of rumors at all about the new AirPods, but I would not expect those to get announced at the September event. They may get announced maybe in October or maybe later on this year, and they're probably going to be released in 2020. But these are the AirPods that I talked about here on the channel that are gonna be water resistant, they're gonna have noise cancellation and things like that, and of course they will be more expensive, probably gonna be closer to $200. So it would be a nice surprise if we do see those announced at the September event, but I'm not gonna put any money on that. We'll also likely see a new iPad, a new iPad Pro, a new Mac Pro, and a new MacBook Pro in 2019, but I would also not expect those to be announced at the September event. Those will probably just be released or announced in 2019, but just not at this event, of course, because this event is mostly going to be all about the new iPhones. And of course, if we do hear any more rumors on any of those products I just mentioned, I will be making a separate video on those to talk more about some of the rumors and when we can expect them to be released. So yeah, the main story with the September 10th event, of course, is going to be the brand new iPhone 11 models, the 3 new models that are going to have the triple camera setup. 2 of the 3 are going to have the triple camera setup, and the other one's going to have a dual camera setup. And of course, they are going to look very similar to the 2018 models as well, but the upgraded cameras, the upgraded Face ID, all the internals being faster and everything like that, it is going to be a nice upgrade for some. Not all. I would imagine that most people that have a 10S, 10S Max, or 10R are probably going to skip this year and wait for 2020, and I don't blame you. But if you have like an iPhone 10, iPhone 8, this year may be a good year to upgrade. Of course, I will touch on all that when I get my hands on the actual iPhones themselves, so definitely keep it locked to the channel. Make sure you are subscribed and have that bell notification clicked. Now, as for the release date of iOS 13, we'll probably see the GM build of iOS 13 go out on the day of the event after the event on September 10th, and then the following Monday or Tuesday, so the 16th or the 17th, is when we'll see iOS 13 get released to the public. And then of course we can expect the new iPhones to get released on September 20th, which is a week after September 13th, which is when I expect the pre-orders to go up for those new iPhones. So yeah, that's pretty much the lowdown for what to expect from the September event. September is going to be very exciting as always this time of year. You guys know it's really popping off over on this channel here. I like to do a lot of videos on everything that gets released in September when it comes to Apple products. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. A lot of exciting stuff coming up. Hope you guys do stick around to check it out. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any predictions about this upcoming event, leave them down in the comment section below. I am curious to see what you guys have to say about it. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching the video, and I'll see you soon.